Hello everybody, welcome back to Smith's Crafty Creations. Let me just get positioned here. Okay, so I am here with part 3 of my mini 4x4 journal. Okay, let me just get tidied up a little bit. Now, I didn't do a video for the basics of my little album because it was a prototype. It was my first time trying it on my own. And yeah, but I do hope to do an online class to do the full thing, as well as a full tutorial afterwards for the YouTube channel. So in part 2 that you've maybe already watched, I just put together the foldy out flippy flap parts with a magnet on the back, the front inner cover and on the rear. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to decorate page 1 and 2. We're not doing the inside inserts yet, I'm just leaving them in there. Now normally people could either decorate the pages before adhering them to your book, but with my sore hands I've found it easier if I just add it in now and then build up the pages. So a little tip that my friend had shown me is when you're preparing all your parts for all your pages, have a little envelopes or what have you with all your pieces in it so that you can keep yourself right and don't get mixed up. So I've done the inside front, we've done the inside rear, so there's nothing in there. So we're going to do page 1 and page 2 now. Now the page 3 till 28, they all have the same basic base card to mat inside onto the page, so that's why they've got something in them now. Right, so this is good because it lets me practice this out loud, and if you see mistakes, that is perfectly fine as well. Right, I am going to just turn it so I'm working away from myself. Okay, so technically this will be the top and this is the bottom. Maybe I'll just keep it like that actually, because I'll end up confusing myself. Right, so what we need is a mat for on the page. Okay, we're then going to do a top and a bottom flap that folds out to the top and folds out to the bottom, and we're going to do a little band as well for in the center that we can put a mini mat in, or a tag or a photo. You could just take a little photo in there, whatever your little heart desires. So what I done is, once my pages were all in, I just measured and made sure that I had an 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch increment. It doesn't really matter as long as you can see the back, the base colour there, and then there's the mat. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll move that away just now. We're going to build onto this main section just now, and then we'll put the whole thing in. Okay, so what we need is, now this measures 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. Like I said, it's just slightly smaller than the actual page size. So you would add the red tape and you would set it aside ready to cut out the top and bottom flaps. So when you're doing that, these need to be slightly shorter in length because you want the flaps to be able to overlap each other. However, we then need to add 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch. Well, 1/4 is better, and you use thin red tape just so we've got that flap. And what we're going to do is we're going to marry it up the edges to the layer there. Okay, and we'll always use wet glue over the red tape because it gives us some wiggle room. I learnt that from my friend Carol yesterday, so that's good. So there's the bottom flap, okay, the top flap, sorry, and and the, where's my other flap? The bottom flap is the same. Okay, so before you stick it down, what you can do is you can kind of hold it in place and just make sure that it doesn't overlap, or see if this first flap was too long, this one wouldn't fold over. But you could always trim it as you go. It's really difficult to get these measurements spot on and what have you. So, right, so what I done was, so like I say, these are 3 1/4 by 3 7/8. So with the long side to the top, I just scored it at 1/4 inch on both those pieces. Fold and burnish them. Added red tape. Okay, we're going to peel that off now. Don't know how good this one will be. We need some wet glue, like I said. How exciting. I am absolutely loving doing this. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let's get the glue out. I think this is maybe my empty one. Oh, dearie me. Sorry, I didn't even introduce myself for the new people on the channel. So, my name's Trisha. I think I did say that. And look, I've got glue all over me. And I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. And yeah, welcome to the channel if you're new here. So I sell Stampin' Up products. Right, hang on, don't talk just now, Trisha. Now, these are the exact same width as the mat underneath. Okay, so you want to just... We're going to cover this join with a DSP layer. Just want to burnish that. Let me get my bone folder. Yeah, so I absolutely love Stampin' Up. We've got an amazing offer on just now where you're getting an in-colour kit worth £62.50, absolutely free in your kit. Now, the standard kit's £99. You pick what you want. You also get an additional £31 spend as you wish. And you're getting this free in-colour bundle. So please check out my website, smithystampers.co.uk for more information. Happy to chat to anyone. You can join if you're in certain parts of Europe. Also, not just the UK. Okay, now that is went on slightly squint. Okay, so I'm just kind of manoeuvred it there. Okay, burnish it, and you can see it folds nice. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? Okay, so what we need now is a piece of, let me see, we need a piece of DSP for in the centre. Now, it's just by chance all of these actually measure the same. So you actually need 5 bits. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and then you've got 4 and 5. Okay, so those measure 3 1/8 by 3 1/2. So again, it's just an 1/8 of an inch shorter and thinner. An 1/8 of an inch increment. I am just using wet glue to apply these because I'm not going to build anything up on top of them. They're just going to be photo mat layers for putting photos on. Okay, smooth it out. This is really pretty. Now, I am using retired paper and retired patterned paper. We call it, what do you call it? We call it DSP, Designer Series paper in the Stampin' Up world. And it's just marvellous. Can't remember the name. I think it was, what was the name of this one again? Beauty of the Earth. No, Blackberry Beauty, or I can't remember. Anyway, it's extremely pretty, and I thought, yes, I get to use what I've got there. Absolutely love these colours. Right, so you can see the join here and here. So when we pop that centre mat on, it is going to cover those little joints, and nobody's going to know they're there. Now, I will say, if you like to round your corners, you would do all that on the edges before you stick them all down, but I really like straight edges. So I'm going to focus on doing my albums with straight, sharp, good corners. Okay, right, so top flap. Now, if you've got patterned paper, be careful. This one isn't really, it can be directional, but it really doesn't matter with this one. Some papers, though, you don't want to be having bits upside down and what have you. So just be careful. my God, this is just divine. Just divine. Okay. Now, if you were, say, putting something else on here, like a little mini waterfall or something, which would maybe be a bit too much for this page, but you would use red tape then, just so it all kind of sticks together better. Right, so that's our foldy over flippy flappy photo mat section. Okay, so the next bit I wanted to do was to put a little band here. Now the band is going to measure, what is the band? I wrote it down, but I can't see it. Right, let me measure it, it's here. This is 1.5 by 3 3/4. Okay, and then we are scoring at 1/4 inch on each edge. So the band then becomes 3.5 width, which fits to the mat, not to the DSP, it fits to the edge. So it's a really perfect fit. Okay, so we would put red tape on this. And it's just lucky that I got some of this, it was a multi-pack that I'd bought. Right, let me see what's happened. Oh, something's happened to this one. Oh, this one's come away from the, let me snip it away. Where's my scissors? I'll pop that to the side. Yeah, I bought a multi-pack of these. Yeah, are better with red tape. I did start to make my album with my friends using my double-sided tape, but if you're making heavy pages, then this is a more permanent. So yeah. Okay. So peel that off. You always get these little red bits sticking everywhere. The key is have a little bag beside you with a poly bag in it, and if you just rub it against it, it comes off and it sticks to the bin. So yeah, right, be careful because you're going to get sticky. Now you could put it wherever you want. Okay, I'm going to pop it down a bit and see how I got that little bit wiggle room. So I'm just hoping my measurements are right. Come on, down you go. Getting a bit messy here. A little bit too much wet glue. And if you want, you can pop your bone folder in, give it a wee burnish, like so. Ta-da! How awesome. Look, covered in glue. Okay, now you need a little DSP layer or patterned paper or just a mat of a coordinating colour for the band. So this is 1 3/8 by 3 1/8. Okay, so let's get this stuck on. Love it, love it. And the key is keep all your scraps, all your little offcuts from your card. I'm using basic black, and this is absolutely gorgeous for albums. The big one that I'm making, if you're careful when you're kind of folding in the outer cover and giving it a wee rub, and it's not breaking, so the basic black, Stampin' Up basic black is ideal. Right, so now is the time to stick this on page 1. So we just close it, okay? Now things that go in here like labels and stuff, we do that at the end, and we'll also do the front and back cover at the end as well. So remove your red tape or your the backing of your tearing tape, whatever you're using, or whatever glue. Everybody's got their favourites. This is a bit footery, but it's worth it. Right, okay, here comes my lovely Tombow. So, for a wee bit wiggle room. Sorry, my hands are all over the place today. I don't know what's up with me. Okay, so make sure your book's the right way around, and I would recommend writing F for the front because it's so similar. Sometimes you might end up doing it backwards or back to front. Now we want to put it on the page, but we want to leave about, let me see now, about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, and it just so happens that I have good space around here. So I'm just going to give that a wee burnish on the other side, and there is page 1. Ta-da! I'm clever. This is so addictive, and one of my team, Tammy, spruced up Sandpin, says to me, be careful, it's addictive. I says, oh goodness, good, good, good. Right, on to page 2 now. Now page 2 is similar, so it's a flip and a flap top and bottom, and a flip and a flap left and right. No band in the middle though. Right, let me get my notes just so that I can speak through them as we go. So again, for this one, we have the basic kind of mat that we're going to build on. Okay, and because it is 4 flaps, the top and bottom are slightly smaller flaps to allow for the left and right to close, if that makes sense. Right, now, so I just need to figure out which is the smaller flap. So, top and bottom flap, just slightly thinner as well than your mat bit here, just to allow, like I say, folding over and stuff. So this measures, what is this, 3.5 by 3 5/8, so you need 2 of those, and we score and add tape at the quarter section. Okay, and then we're going to marry that up there. Again, you can see there is a little gap here. Okay, and if you're new to it, what you do is you can just cut it that size, then just kind of play about and think, it's too long, too wide, just snip it as you go to your learning. Don't beat yourself up. I didn't think I'd be able to do this. I thought, I can't make albums. But see, once you've been shown, honestly, it's amazing. I was like, oh, that's how you make it. Fabulous. So, right. And you know what? It's a good excuse to use up all my gorgeous Stampin' Up cardstock and what have you. So make sure this is the right way round. So these pages are shorter width, but they're taller than they are wide, if that makes sense. Oh dear. This is when you get all glowy, because you want to marry it up as best you can. There we go. There we go. Give it a wee fold, and you can just see a slight little increment on each side, a wee gap. Then this one will go under here, and that'll flap over there. So let's do that. Oh goodness, look. Oh, I feel like my fingers are all sticky, icky. I hope everyone's well. I am just having a chilled Friday night. Once I have done this video, I'm going for a lovely bath. I've been putting it off all day because I've been catching up on admin and stuff like that. I've got new pyjamas that I'm going to put on. Right, now you see this one's a bit, oh no, it's working, it's fine. I thought it was catching there. So if it was catching, you would just trim off a bit. Okay, right, so that's the top and bottom. And we have got mat layers for these. So we need 4 mat layers, DSP layers, sorry. And they are 3 1/8 by 3.5. Okay, but set them to the side. I'm going to pop them there so that I know it's top, bottom. Okay, set them to the side. And then we have 2 pieces that measure, sorry, the top one's 3 1/8, these, by 3 7/8. It's these ones that are 3.5 by 3 5/8. You can see how it can get quite confusing. Okay, that will go there, and the other one will go there. Okay, and we covered both sides, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4 layers for that, and they are 3 1/8 by 3.5. And then this is the last one that goes in the middle to cover all the seams, all the joins. Okay, so let's just do that, and I'll just chat away. I'll chat away. You can see I've got my measurements here. So I should have started with the left and right flaps, I thought, and then I said, no, you need to start with the top and bottom, and then I forgot to remind myself to switch these around. But when I come to type it up for a class, I will remember to do that. Right, okay. So my son is away to a football game, my oldest. My youngest is out with his friends. My husband is in a golf competition, a singles event. Okay, right, need to wiggle that over a little bit. Great. And I'm home alone. You know what, I really miss them when they're away, but then when I realise how much peace and quiet I get, it's good. Because I don't know if you know, it's Emmy Awareness Week this week, and as the day goes on, my tinnitus gets worse, and also I get an intolerance for noise and light, so I like things nice and calm. Right, let's see now. I'm all fingers and thumbs again. Right, I think that's pretty straight. Now you see that's sticking ever so slightly. You see that? That's maybe because I've not popped them in far enough. However, what I'll do is I'll just take a little trim off. Where is my little... I will just use this one. Just going to take a little smidgen off of it. Right, let's see if I can line this up straight. So I can't get up here on my guide, so I'm going to use the line down here. And I'm just going to take a little slither off. Now, because I've shortened that, I might need to take a little slither off of my matte layer, my DSP layers as well, but that's all right. This is handy. I wish they would sell this. Right, so let's check. Right, the top and bottom ones are going to be fine. I want to check these ones though. So that comes over. Yeah, these need trimmed. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is these measure, what are these? 3 1/8 by 3 1/2. So that's 3 1/8. So maybe if they go to 3. So I'm just going to grab a pen. Where is all my pens? Where's my pen? And I'm going to change my measurement. So DSP needs to be 3. And what's 1 under 3 and 5/8? So these should be, so it's 3 1/2. I'll measure it. Oh dear, right, I'm going to trim all these down to 3. And then I'll measure what size I cut those down to. Because if I don't change it now, I'll forget and then I'll confuse myself later. My memory is so bad that this is why I'm writing it down step by step. Because I know due to my AME, I do have a little cognitive issues getting these days. My memory's getting terrible. And it's really frustrating when you're used to being such a sharp-headed person, you know. Okay, so these, I cut them down and they are now, let's see, where does that go to? 3 3/8, let me check. 3 3/8 by 3 1/2. 3 3/8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 5/8. 3 3/8. 3 3/8 by 3 5/8. Ah, brilliant. Right, okay, so I've sorted that. Awesome. Right, so let's get these stuck down. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. I'm using a different pattern. This is a speciality paper because it has a gold glimmer in it. We have lots of beautiful papers on offer in our new catalogue that's launched. I've got a load of catalogues sent out today. Unfortunately, my other batches are held up for some reason, which is a bit frustrating, but it gives me a little bit of, so we want the front and back, it gives me a little bit breathing space. It's quite a lot of work sending all the catalogues out. Not that I'm complaining. And boy, it's expensive postage these days. However, I do send them out free of charge to my regular customers. And you get first priority, and then, yeah. I would really encourage you, if you haven't tried Stampin' Up products, please do give it a try. I discovered it one month, joined this ladies team the next month, and oh, amazing. Here I am 3.5 years later. I think it's my 4th anniversary in October the 18th. 4 years of doing this. Now, for those that know me, personally, not really in my crafting life, but I do tend to get bored extremely quickly, and I go through phases of things. Well, I used to anyways, but I can't do as much stuff now because of my illnesses. Like I used to go through certain fitness things and hobbies, like the gym and whatnot. But this has filled such a big void in my life, and it still does nearly 4 years later. It's amazing, the connections that I've made, the friends that I've made, the team that I've built, my lovely customers who are all friends. It's just, friendship's amazing. A crafty life is the best life. That was my motto at the very start when I started Stampin' Up. Okay, right, last piece to go in is the centerpiece. So that piece measures 3 1/8 by 3 5/8, but again, you're better if you're practicing it, just eyeball it, okay? I think once you've got the main part built, things do get a lot easier. So top and bottom, or bottom and top, and then left and right. Okay, and that is just tight. So you would need to make sure it's down and fold it over. I mean, it's not obstructing anything. What I think I might do is I'm going to attach a ribbon. I'm going to attach a ribbon on here so that we can tie this. Okay, or you can pop a magnet, but you'd need to do it before you put your DSP layer on. Put magnet there and under there, and it would shut and keep it shut. But I think I'll use a little bit ribbon. So let me see, what do I have? What do I have? I think I need to go into my little retired pile. And I do know, oh no, actually, hang on. Let's see, I have this from one of the kits. Can't remember what kit. I have this. I'm going to save this. Let me see, I've got quite a bit left actually. Oh no, I don't. I'm going to save that for the outside. So let me see what I could use for the inside. I'll use a retired ribbon. Oh yes, I think I'll use some of this. Petal pink. Look, completely full. Right, let me pop that away. I had hoped to get through all these retired, all these retired ribbons before they're retired, but I was just too busy playing with the other stuff, the other nice pretty stuff. Right, I'm going to make this quite a big ribbon because it makes a lovely bow. Now I'm going to use my big scissors because I've been naughty and I've been using my snips for cutting red tape, and yeah, they're a bit sticky, so they need cleaned. Okay, so we're going to tie the bow on the front. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're popping it in the middle. Let me move that just now. Okay, so I'm just using my grid paper as a guide. It's got equal size there, and then I'll pop that there. Okay, so let's do this. How wonderful. How wonderful. I do like, you know, when people make shabby chic albums, they're absolutely beautiful, but it's just not my forte, and I know I'll never ever be able to make them as beautiful as the others that I see out there. Right, okay, so obviously I need to pop this on the top. So again, just roughly, and then we're going to commit. Okay. So I'm just going to hold it like so. Again, we're going to get our page, it's facing away. I'm going to layer this on, leaving the good wee incremental gap. Yep. Oh, slightly squint. There we go. That is why you use the wet glue as well, to give it some proper wiggle room. Right, just let me give it a good press. This has been a long video. I hope you're still here. I hope I've not bored you too much. Right, typical, I don't have something to sort the edges. These don't tend to fray, but over time they might. Okay, so let's get this gorgeous bow. I like to do it like so. And it doesn't matter if it gets flattened inside here, it's just going to be so pretty. Oh my goodness. I absolutely adore Stampin' Up's chunky ribbon. Now, if you want, you can... Oh, now I've mucked that up. Hang on a second. I'm going to use my little pinky. I'm rubbish at coordinating my hands. Sometimes I do as they're told, sometimes I don't. Okay. Key is with delicate ribbon like this, don't overstretch it or what have you. Okay. And that is the page 1. And you could do the same with this if you want. And page 2. So let me untie that. Oh my good work. Fold out, fold out, fold up, fold out. Dee, 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 dee. Oh, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now I need to go and type up those instructions before I forget. Correcting the couple of boo-boos that I had written down. So yeah, and don't forget, in between each of the pages we have these, but we'll do them at the end. But I hope you like it. It's starting to come together. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do mainly do paper crafts such as card making, 3D projects, things like that. Sometimes photo frames with stamping in it. Do stamping your own backgrounds, simple stamping, Stampin' Up stamping, and these. And I also do videos for craft fair ideas, gift giving ideas. So have a little look through all the playlists. Excuse my earlier videos when I was a beginner. Some of them are pants, but never mind. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing this evening, have fun, and I'll speak to you all soon.